I know you don't like hitting your kids. I know you don't like yelling. I know that you want a stress-free household. So today we are going to talk about some ways that you can become a more peaceful parent. Hey y'all, I am Destiny Ann. I am a mom of two. I am obsessed with parenting resources, and that is pretty much my list of qualifications. Welcome to my channel. Now, I have read a ton of parenting books, so I want you to think of my channel as the Spark Notes version. All these amazing ideas packed up into one mama and shared with you. Okay guys, let's get into the video. I am new to YouTube. I almost forgot. Please like and subscribe. Now let's get into the video. So the number one piece of advice that I can give you if you're trying to become a more peaceful parent is kind of a no-brainer, but you have to be a peaceful person. I don't know why we assume that when we have kids, something is just gonna innately kick in and we're going to have this ability to be nurturing all the time and caring and kind and patient. That's not how it works. If you weren't a peaceful person before you had kids, it's gonna be 10 times harder to be peaceful after, you know? And if you stop doing certain things that helps you with your peace, it's gonna be 10 times harder to be a peaceful parent. So meditating, journaling, praying, yoga, whatever allows you to regulate yourself and get you back to a peaceful state, you need to be doing those things. So for me, I know that breath work is really, really impactful, and it's very helpful for me in the moment when I'm getting triggered, because kids can definitely be a little triggering. And so throughout my day, I'm constantly remembering to breathe. I love my Apple Watch because it, you know, tells me to stop and take some deep breaths every once in a while. But I'm doing that all day long. Even in my yoga practice, I make sure that I am focusing on my breath because that is my tool. I always say to my daughter, God gave us this amazing gift, and it's our breath, and it really helps us regulate ourselves and regulate our frustration and our emotions and all of that. So definitely make sure that you are doing things that make you feel peaceful just as a person, because it's not necessarily instinctive. And if you've had conditioning, you know, where you respond in a negative way to things or you react very quickly, this is something that you're gonna have to unlearn, because instinctively we are fight or flight, okay? If you don't have positive, peaceful maintenance in your life, then when your child is throwing that tantrum at the grocery store, your brain is either gonna say A, fight, which is to yell or, you know, spank or try to control, or it's gonna go into flight mode where you just completely shut down. And neither of those are effective. They're not good for your children, they're not good for you, and they are not going to help you cultivate a stress-free household for the both of you. When I'm not happy, when I'm not, you know, prioritizing my internal peace, I can tell the culture of my household completely changes. My kids are, you know, getting a little more disrespectful, they're not listening, and for me personally, I take that as a sign that I need to, you know, regulate myself first, because I know that I set the tone in my household. I know that my kids are mirroring my behaviors. So anytime that's happening to me, I take that as a sign that I need to, you know, get back into my prayer life or start journaling again. Maybe I need to wake up a little bit earlier so I can just have some quiet time. I take those things very, very serious because I know that we're always going to be projecting something, right? And I want to be projecting peace onto my kids so that they can reflect that back to me, and we can, you know, equally be kind to each other. So that's the first peaceful parenting tip. Try to be a peaceful person. Do whatever you have to do. Set boundaries, okay? Set boundaries with people in your life. Set boundaries with things in your life. If you have a business, you can't always be available to your customer. If you know, have toxic friends or toxic family, I'm not saying you have to completely delete those people out of your life, but you need healthy boundaries, because your peace has to be a priority. You have to be super, super selfish about this, because the kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you're gonna be to your child when they need you. Number two is very, very similar to number one, but I don't just want you to focus on prayer and meditation. Like, you know, self-care is amazing. It has changed my life. However, I also want you to just do random stuff that only has the purpose of making you feel good. That's it. The salsa classes, or, you know, going out to eat with your friends, spending time with your significant other. I want you to do that kind of stuff, okay? Think about this. Imagine if you took away all of your child's favorite things indefinitely. Like, just give them here. I don't know when you're gonna get them back. Do you think that it would be easy for your child to treat you kindly when they're triggered or they're frustrated? Absolutely. Absolutely not. But that is exactly what many of us did to ourselves when we had kids. We took away all of our favorite things. You took away the dance classes. You took away the girls' trips. You took away, you know, those walks that you used to take to go get pizza up the street. You just took them away. You stopped doing the things that made you excited about life so that you could pour into your kids. And that's great. However, what happens in a relationship when you're pouring everything into the other person and you're not pouring into yourself? Now, a relationship therapist would probably call that an unhealthy attachment. I'm not licensed, so I'm just gonna say that it sounds like a recipe for resentment. So if you're struggling to be nice to your kids, you probably don't like them that much. And I'm not gonna shame you for that, okay? Not on my channel, because it's a natural human response to the dynamic that you've set up. And I get it and I understand, and I don't want you to beat yourself up if you're realizing like, dang, maybe I don't like my kids. I believe that you cannot heal what you don't reveal. So if you're starting to feel that and recognize that, then it's great. You're in the right place. You're looking up parenting resources and it's going to get better. But we have to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, I can't be nice to my kid because I'm holding some internal resentment towards them. And I don't want to take away the beauty of the fact that you have given your child so much and you've sacrificed so much for them. That is awesome and that is wonderful. But y'all know the saying, if the plane is going down, you got to put your own oxygen mask on first and then take care of your baby. And right now, if kids are throwing stuff and they're not listening and you're screaming and you're spanking, the plane is going down. Put your mask on. And this is how you're gonna do that. Take yourself off of punishment. Give yourself back all of those activities that you love to do. Get back into dance class. You know, start hanging out with your friends again, doing random stuff. You like hookah bars, go to hookah bars with your friends. You like going out to eat, go to eat with your friends. Do the things that you did before you had children. Carve out time for that. Now I know what you're thinking, but my kids, they need me, they just need so much, blah, blah, blah. This is what you're gonna do. You are going to do 3 intentional things for your baby every single day, okay? And then you're gonna cut them off. Oh, boo, I love you too. I really want to play too, but remember, we watched Stranger Things. We played Roblox. We had special time and did a craft. And now mommy's gonna go turn up. Your kid will be okay. You poured so much into them. It's your turn. And mean it. Set the boundary. We need boundaries with our kids too. Head out. Don't really look in their eyes because they're going to drag you back in and you're going to give them what they want in this moment, and then you're not going to be able to give them what they need when they're throwing a tantrum or they're having a hard time or they make a mistake. So you got to make this sacrifice for your kids. Do the things that make you happy, and it is going to decrease the resentment and increase the joy, the excitement, the fun, the creativity in your life and in your household. Number 3 is to educate yourself. And if you are watching this video, then you obviously are already doing that. You are already looking up things and looking up ways that you can be more peaceful with your kids. So that's amazing. I really feel like there's a shift in our culture and a lot of us are beginning to care about this kind of stuff. So that is awesome because we are not born knowing how to take care of children, okay? And many of us have very negative programming that we have to, you know, strip away. So we have to make sure that we're being intentional about that, okay? We just got thrown into this whole parenting thing. Well, I did not get pregnant by osmosis. I did have something to do with that, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing and what I was supposed to do and what was peaceful and positive and healthy. I know how to make a baby. I knew how to keep it alive. But that was pretty much it. All the things that I thought that I was gonna know how to do when I had kids, like be nurturing or listening or be responsible. Like, I don't know why we assume we're gonna have all of those tools. That is BS. That is total BS. Because at the end of the day, we're just, you know, full-sized kids. We don't know what we're doing. And so now as a parent, I totally get what my parents used to say when they were like, there's no manual to parenting. There isn't a manual. But guess what? There are resources. You can learn how to tune up a car. You can learn how to start a business. You can learn how to be a better parent. I mean, think about it. If you got a new job, you would go through some sort of training, whether that was videos or an internship or reading over the job description. You would have some training and it wouldn't just be 100% on the job training. Like, experience is great, but why would we go into this so blindly? It is such an important job. It is the most important job that we have. And so we have to take responsibility for this beautiful gift that we have in parenting, and we have to do our due diligence and be intentional about finding resources. I mean, the reason that it's so much easier for me now to be peaceful in the moment is because I have this big old tool belt full of positive parenting tools. And I know that every tip and every tool isn't going to work for you and your situation in your household, but how are you going to find the ones that do work if you're not actively and intentionally seeking them out? Number 4 has probably been the toughest for me to work on, but it has made the biggest difference in my household, and that is I had to stop caring what people think. And of course, I'm probably never going to 100% not care what other people think, but I don't care enough to let that dictate my actions as a parent. And I don't, because when we give too much weight to other people's opinions outside of our homes, we are completely ignoring the reality of the situations that we are dealing with. They don't have all the facts, they don't have all the information. And so I love, when people share advice, but I gotta chew the meat and spit out the bones. If it's not gonna work for my household, I'm not gonna shift just because they're judging me. If I want peace to be the end result, then I have to stay on this chosen path regardless of what other people think. So it doesn't matter that your parents think you're a little weird. Do what's best for your child. Doesn't matter that they're staring at you at the grocery store because you're talking your child through a meltdown. Don't get embarrassed, okay? You don't know these people. Do what's best for your child, because when people have opinions and they share them with you, or they're being judgy with their eyes or something, guess what? After that moment, they go home and they deal with their kids. But you have to go home with your child, and the way that you treat them is going to impact the mood and the vibe and the energy of your household, okay? So you have to make sure that you're caring about your opinion and you're caring about your kids' opinion. Take everything else on the hip, okay? Take it with a grain of salt. Thank you, bless you, go about your business, because I have to deal with this kid. I have to live with this child. And conversely, this child got to deal with me, got to live with me, and I don't want to parent from a place of stress because it's not fair to them and it's not going to give me my desired result, okay? So stay the course. Trust the process, take deep breaths, and listen to your intuition. Okay, so number 1, cultivate peace within yourself. Number 2, do things that spark joy that have absolutely nothing to do with you being a parent. Number 3, continue to learn and grow and research positive parenting. And then number 4, don't worry too much about what other people think. I would love to hear which one of these is your favorite. Please let me know in the comments below. I think that's what YouTubers say. First YouTube video done. Well, welcome to my channel. I hope you stick around. See you next time.